Well, good evening. I'm your host, Robert Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom. Tonight we're talking about 7 ways why autodidact entrepreneurs energize the thrill skills. Unleash your autodidact entrepreneur to rocket out of socialized thinking, cynical boundaries, and comfort zone limitations. Feeling your adventurous autodidact entrepreneur, communicate away your hourly worker mentality, being grateful and appreciating your life to instantly rise of risk taker tenacity, understand and admire my daily life events, encounters, and experiences. Show me the pathways of enlightenment. Chauffeur me on to my trails of triumph with a smile of serendipitous bliss. When you rise of autodidact entrepreneurial material energy, you rise out of your thinking memory mind and everything you think you did yesterday. Something that is autodidact, it's self-education, but I call it sovereign enlightenment or soul wisdom. It's whatever you choose. Something I really learned today is soul wisdom and sovereign innovation rise you out of your current thinking memory mind to unwind your rising, energizing to expand of your adventurous autodidact entrepreneurial thrill skills to energize your innovative witted grit, get, and go to galvanize optimism. And something we grew up with thinking, and something I had embedded deep in me was I'm an hourly worker. And I always kind of thought, well, people thought that was bad, but actually it's good. All an hourly worker is, what an hourly worker is somebody that understands how to use their hands and their innovative skills to make a living. Well, instead of an hourly worker, it involves embracing soul-directed wisdom to rise you out of being controlled by everything you think and know, to rise a sovereign valor, to thrive, rise to understand your employment is the beginning of your enterprising endeavors, because your job is an enterprising endeavor for you to pay your bills and do everything, but it isn't a lock and block way of life. It's actually opening up to your enterprising thrill skills to feel your life move you forward. As your wages are the chauffeur of your dreams to your dreamers' paradises. What I understand about this is when your wages you make in a job, they're just a chauffeur to get you to where you want to go. And if you open up to understand how to invest and do different things, your wages will rise you out of your hourly worker mentality onto your couch of easy living. See, I taught myself that, I'm just an hourly worker and that ain't good. And that's the biggest lie I ever told myself. Having the skills to get, like I was a union electrician, a truck driver in the oil fields, and worked for my uncle. But what I understand about the union electrician is we got raises to better our lives. And if you want to look around the world and around your house, see what is occurring without electricity being involved. Electricity is the frequencies of illumination, showing you your innovative luminous lure to enjoy daylight and night. But it's the dreamer's paradises that are within you, and as you open up to yourself, see, you don't have to follow the herd, and you don't have to do all the followerocracy, the herdocracy, and the turdocracy of stepping in somebody else's crap. Everybody encompasses the wisdom, insight, and clarity to rise as an autodidact entrepreneur. And it's just sovereign educated people opening the way. You know, if you really want to get down to it, everybody gets a PhD or one of them lettered degrees. All that is another pathway. But it comes down to the everyday life, liberating invitations, fostering emancipating events, encounters, and experiences to rise people up. We've been taught to be sheeple. And that's just be a follower of society or somebody you think that is really important. Because our subconscious mind follows prestige. That's why it's so easy to be a follower. Your subconscious mind follows prestige. If you got somebody you think is prestigious and has a lot of, let's just say, you think is wisdom and stuff, your subconscious mind is going to follow that person. And you will become become a follower of theirs. That's something I learned. I went to hypnotherapy class. I like going to hypnotherapy class to keep everything refreshed. And I understand that now. I would follow people who I thought were really, really good. Then when you really pay attention, they're the same as you are. You encompass a unique thrill skills savvy to rise above everything we was taught in school. And life is a liberating internal freedom elevator to rise effortlessly from out of being an hourly worker thinking and knowing to feeling your autodidact entrepreneur, energize your venturous vigor of your visionary intuition, galvanizing optimism, realizing your soul awakened there to understand and appreciate your strengths, weaknesses, passions, and values are all energizing skill thrills to rise you out of where you're at today. The only one that's holding you where you're at today is you. But we've been so taught, oh my God, look at that guy or look at that person and look at this. We forget to look in the mirror of our seers, savvy, energizing, everyday revelations, listening our way to the promised land. And as you excel, you unleash your true, passionate prowess, awakens trailblazer guides to glide you onto your entrepreneurial journey that rises you out of being a follower of yesterday. Your core celebrations and campaigners' celebrations will color your visions to create a clear, pristine vision of your entrepreneurial ventures. So define, describe, sculpt, and color the pristine scenes of your lush desired outcomes as you awaken to admit all your problems, challenges, chaos, all the unsavory stuff in your life is liberating invitation, fostering enterprising events, encounters, and experiences to unleash your autodidact entrepreneur, thrill skills. Because how does it feel when you say I got a thrill skill? Does that feel a little bit exciting in the core? And I was at a deal. The body is awakened. If you can get the body to feel energized, the head will follow. See, I was at a class where it says the body follows the mind. To me, it's just the opposite. My mind will follow my body when I awaken the body's enterprising energy to flow with the glow of galvanizing liminal optimism, wandering skills, to listen to the universe in my daily life, to feel lively internally, fostering engendering gumption to flow through my veins of fame, energizing in the frequencies of my artistic artery to color my world my way. See, you do encompass a wisdom, insight, and clarity to forever color your world your way. But your outside world is showing you your limitations and your good, the bad, and indifferent. However, we're so trained ourselves to think, oh my God, look at this. When something unsteady and unsavory happens in the external world, it's awakening you internally. And that is where life is energized and lived and experienced. I used the word live there, and I apologize. It's the experiences that awaken you to move your life onward and upward. As I became an autodidact entrepreneur instead of hourly workers, opens my sovereign vitality to understand I am wise and energized just the way I am now. You're wise and energized just the way you are now. Choosing to rise, energize, and expand of your adventures, autodidact entrepreneurial skills that thrill your curiosity, awakens your hourly worker to go away because you're an innovative artist of your dreamer's dexterity. And then you embrace your soul-directed wisdom. Something I discovered today, I was playing around with something. The soul and your soul's eyes are your a vision of the world your way. Your self-directed wisdom rises you out of being controlled by everything you think and know, to rise of sovereign valor, to thrive and rise, to understand your employment is the beginning of your enterprising endeavors. Never do what I did. I thought, oh my God, I gotta go to work today. This guy controls me. And that's the biggest lie I ever told myself. You know, today, there is so much investment wisdom out there for people to rise, shine, and energize. We don't have to follow in the herd mentality that I did. As your wages, and you start putting away some wages, they'll chauffeur you to your dreamer's paradises. I never did it because I was too stubborn, hard-headed, and old-fashioned. But I grew up in the 50s and the 60s. And, don't put your money in the stock market. It went broke in the 20s. Well, hell, businesses go broke today and come back tomorrow. So that was kind of foolish on my part. But, I'm alive and breathing. As long as I'm alive and breathing, I can boldly revolutionize everyday adventures, realizing life is forever for me to energize my dreamer's dexterity. And as your dreamer's dexterity is the elevator for you to effortlessly rise out of being an hourly worker thinking mentality to feeling your autodidact entrepreneur thrill skills to energize your venturous vigor. You have the venturous vigor within you. And something the more I awaken and use the word soul over self and sovereign over self, I'm awakened and aware of the dare to understand and appreciate my strengths, weaknesses, passions, and values for who I am, adventurously and majestically rising out of yesterday to enjoy today. And I identify the areas within me I desire to excel, and What are my true passionate prowess awakens my trailblazer guides to glide me on to my entrepreneurial journey down to my seashores of bountiful bliss. As I color my visions, or you color your visions, create a clear vision for your entrepreneurial venture. Define, describe, sculpt, and color the pristine scenes of your desired outcomes and your precious, pristine desired lifestyle. As you awaken to understand and admit, problems are liberating invitation, fostering, enterprising, emancipating events, encounters, and experiences that awakens my sovereign fortitude to look at life through a adventurer's vitality, to embrace and comprehend my life with an explorer's fortitude and a streaming savvy, experiencing autonomous expansion of wisdom, insight, and clarity, understanding my life is to show me the way out of my yesterdays to enjoy today's trailblazing optimism. Utilizing the wise various resources, books, online courses, podcasts, articles, listening, mentorship to acquire the thrill skills and innovative intuition that awakens your enterprising savvy. And see, that's something I've really opened up to is I listen, question, comprehend the wisdom of every situation to energize and color the revelations of my pathways, to understand life is an adventure of autonomous, amazing grace. This is something I'm really awakened to. We've been taught A, B, C, never get, and D. We've never been taught you don't even need A, B, C, and D. You start where your enterprising wisdom is within inside you. Everybody encompasses a thrill skill that will rise them out of yesterday's dismay and open up today's trailblazer optimism, dawn's adventures, yazza-pizzazz, to dance with the jazzy wisdom, insight, and clarity of my day. We are showed many ways every day to rise out of yesterday, but we try to live today through yesterday's knowledge, thinking, knowing, and learning. And that never allows us to rise out of yesterday. And that's something I've really paid attention to in my life, to rise. Rise instead of change or shift or anything. Shift, transformation is a sideways movement. Rise, you feel yourself leaving everything behind. And it unbinds the mind to unwind the divine prime time trendsetter imagination, magically energizing your paths of enlightenment. That's something else I really, really understand. Paths of enlightenment that are illuminated by my outcomes allows me to leave yesterday behind and all my ingrained stuff behind. It brings me to present moment magic of me, energizing now, tantalizing the wise within me. As you know, as I awoke into this today, as this autodidact entrepreneur, it allows me to feel good, but it opens up a campaigner's curiosity right here. For me, everything occurs, I awaken right here. Then it goes up, it goes down, and it goes all around. The more I feel enlivened right here, the more I experience a better day my way. As I'm awakened and aware to understand all hourly workers are autodidact entrepreneurs, which is a self-educated, energizing, sovereign acumen to understand and admit we've been characterized by ancestor programming and labeled by ancestor programming. They give workers throughout history, which has a third world enslaving definition, and that is indoctrinated by education, business, and the enslaving education, socialized thinking, and sovereign, snobbish, cynical opinions. And that comes from our socialized opinions from around the world. So, and it downgrades the hourly worker to like their minimum instead of maximum. Something I want to say here is all the hourly workers or all the daily workers doing tasks, where would the world be without them? Because not everybody is equipped to be an electrician, a farmer, or all this. You got to have some wisdom, hands-on wisdom, insight, and clarity to be an hourly worker, a farmer, or anything. That's something we've really got away from, is having the hands-on wisdom, insight to do life. We're too busy living through a computer, cynical, opinionated world of socialized sabotage for me, with cynical programming. As I now realize, the education of today is good, but it doesn't realize and recognize that the hourly worker and the blue collar are still very viable to this world. They have a value, an intrinsic value. Because if you send all the hourly workers home for 30 days, what happens to the world? It's shut down. And when there's a catastrophe like a hurricane, who do they call first? Besides the cops and the immediate responders, they call high voltage electricians. Because them high voltage wires down in that water and stuff, that's dangerous. So see, sometimes we overlook the foundation of the foresight of the world. And sometimes it's too simple for a complicated mind. The more simplicity, the more savvy I experience within me. As my soul savvy asks, why are hourly workers, craftsmen, nurses, and all workers autodidact entrepreneurs? Because they get some training, but everything else they pick up and they expand of the wisdom on the job, on the experiences on the job. And that is something I really realized in the electrical trade. Yeah, you can go to all the schooling you want, but until you get on that first great big job where you're totally confused, left outside, chiding with what the hell's going on, you never rise out of yesterday. And that's the thing about computers, AI, and all that. We stop rising from anything. Now we just go there to the AI and the computers, and we do our stuff. Trust me, I did it today. But it's easier, but is it better? That's the question I asked myself. Today it was better. And see, one thing about the autodidact soul innovation, that opens up all your core celebrations all the way through your overthinking mind, unwind your divine prime time, trend-setting imagination, magically energizing your artistic abilities, agilities, and acumen with the audacity to experience life your way. And I want to thank you. I am Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom. And may your life be as blessed as you are a blessing to me and the world. Thank you. And good night.